announced over your life. Echo it with your life. Echo it with your life. And so, Father, for every promise that you made towards us, and we may have forgotten it, and the enemy's trying really hard to make you to be a liar, we stand and say, we take that word and we eat it. I want you to recall every promise that the Lord said and just begin to eat it again. Eat it so that you can be the living testimony of what heaven has announced over you. Come on, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. This is the harp and bowl, right? Eat it, eat the scroll. Eat the announcement, eat that promise, eat it, consume it all. Let it be released in your bloodstream. Let it fuel your energy. Let it fuel your passion. Let it rekindle and reignite the fire that you once had. No longer will you be able to hide in the valley. No longer will you be able to die in that. No longer will you be able to close the door and to turn away and ignore the very announcements that God has released over heaven. For he will not allow his word to return unto him void. He won't allow it to return unto him void. So be the very announcement that he has already made. Walk and live and be the very announcement that he has already proclaimed over your life. You are a son and you are a daughter. You are not a bastard. You are not an orphan. You are not it. You are a son and a daughter of the Most High God. Be the very thing that the Lord has announced over your life. We consume every promise and we eat the manna. We eat the manna. We eat the manna. We don't know what it's made of, but we eat the manna. We consume the manna. And we won't complain about the manna. We won't complain about the manna. But it's necessary for our journey. It's necessary for our life. We are a living testimony of what heaven has announced. We're the living testimony of what heaven has announced. We will eat the manna. We will eat the manna, and we'll be the living testimony of what heaven has announced. A living testimony of what heaven has announced. Father, release the manna. Oh, release the manna. So we are a living testimony of what heaven has announced. just receive the manna of the Lord. Go, receive it. Go. Receive his manna. Open your ears that you may receive it. Hey. We receive the manna for our family. We receive the nourishment for our life. We receive the manna. We won't reject the manna. We'll receive the manna. We won't reject the manna. We receive your promises. We receive the destiny. We receive the manna. We won't reject the manna. We receive. We can be a living testimony of what heaven has announced. A living testimony. We're walking it out. We're walking out. We're walking it out. We're walking out. We're walking it out. With a living testimony of what heaven has announced. Living testimony of what heaven has announced. Walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. Live it out, live it out, live it out. We'll walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. We'll live it out, live it out, live it out. We are a living testimony of what heaven has announced. We are the living testimony of what heaven has announced. We will walk it out, walk it out. Somebody walk it out, walk it out. Somebody walk it out, walk it out.
Well, good morning to you, sir.
That is amazing. Yes, a living testimony. We are a living testimony in here. We all have some things that God brought us through and took us through. And that's why we're able to stand. So we say living testimony. Spread your testimony. Let people know how good God is here to us. Right?